2021 will forever be known as the year of the metaverse. While the concept has been around for a long time, we really saw it go mainstream adoption with companies like Facebook going all in on the metaverse, and projects here in crypto like the Sandbox and Decentraland simply explode in use case and users per day, as well as the content they're generating. And now we're seeing a lot of other metaverses vying for that same attention. Now, some of the things that made the Sandbox great are aspects that we're going to see in a project today that is also voxel based, but takes the concept of creating in the Sandbox one step further. And I think it could be a lot of fun for you creators out there. So let's go jump into this one today and I'll show you all around. Are you ready? Well, hey there, crypto friends. Thanks again for joining me. So as I was saying, I think the metaverse is going to be a big concept here as we enter 2022, and there's a lot going on in the space in general, but there are a lot of products that are vying to be a very hot metaverse. And so some of the aspects I think that make a really good metaverse are you have to have a great community. You have to have a program for creators to want to get on board, something that they're excited about doing. And then also having an environment that is just fun to hang out with. It has, it makes sense to be there, right? To spend your time in that metaverse. And so today we're going to take a look at a voxel-based metaverse, very similar to what we see with Sandbox voxels, that has a little bit of a different spin on it and actually really puts a lot of power into the creators' hands to make some amazing profits with their creations. So before we jump into all that, if you love earning money in crypto and gaming and NFTs, then make sure you subscribe to my channel here and smash that like button if you like what you see, and then join our community of Stachers in Discord. We would love to have you there. So this project is called Pixel Pix, and this is a project that is voxel based. It is very much like, like we said, like we see in the Sandbox with some things, right? Where it has that same feel to it, right? So if you're talking about like, what is the actual look of the game, and it has a very similar voxel based feel. And if you guys don't understand voxels very much, it just basically means a square pixel. The pixels are what make up your screen here, and this is a 3D version of that. So this is a metaverse that is being built from scratch, but the great thing about this is that you can actually create your own NFTs for this platform. And where you can do that in the Sandbox right now, it is very limited and only limited to a certain amount of creators. So they do have kind of a we'll say not monopoly on it, but it's very centralized process of who can actually create NFTs that can be used and sold on the marketplace. And right now, not everybody has access to that. So Pixel Pix is one of the projects that is going to be, trying to bring that access here. So in Pixel Pix, you'll be able to, create all these things from scratch, and you kind of, it's helping to build out their metaverse, right? So you're not limited by the fact that the team is not opening it up yet. This will be one of the native features as they launch. And this is a game and metaverse that is being incubated by GameStar. This is their first in-house game that they're coming with. And so this is actually a multi-chain game, so you'll be able to play it on Binance Smart Chain, on Polygon, and on Ethereum. So whichever one you want to kind of ping pong between, you'll be able to play this game on there as well. Now the whole vibe behind this game is very 80s style, 8-bit pixel, characters and environment, and you're like I said, you're creating these what they call pixies from scratch. And so the interesting about this is that once you have your pixies that you created, you can make them big, you can make them small, but each pixel that you create or each voxel that you use, which they call the pixels essentially in this metaverse, is actually backed by their token. So that's a pretty unique aspect that we haven't seen here. Whereas the voxels inside the Sandbox are imbued in other ways. Each individual pixel or each individual, square, right? Each vox that comprises that NFT is going to be worth the amount that one Pix token is going to be worth. And so this is a pretty interesting mode. It's kind of a cross between what Sandbox is doing and what we're seeing with Engine, where with Engine NFTs, you actually have to back the NFT with Engine tokens to be able to mint it. And so this is kind of a combination of the two, which I think is one of the more unique aspects of this project and really could be a pretty interesting thing and give long-term value to the NFTs that you're creating. And so there's a lot to do with that, and being able to not only create your NFTs with these pixel tokens and having it be one-on-one, but you can actually also earn pixel tokens, right? Pix tokens by staking your Pix, right? And so that way you can essentially just have like a stash that is continually staking and then creating more pixels for you to be able to work and create more NFTs with. Therefore, creating value in the long term, not only with the token itself, but with NFTs that you actually create. So that's what I mean about this being a very creator-centric platform, and they're not limiting the community right out the gate, kind of like we're seeing with Sandbox, where not everybody can jump in and just start creating NFTs and selling them on the marketplace and extracting value. You have to be like an approved creator, but Pixel Pix is not going that route. They're wanting to open this up to everybody, right? So I think that's a pretty interesting thing. And so you can even have like different characteristics for these NFTs. You can give them names, and they'll be able to be traded in their platform marketplace here. And also actually trademark too, which is kind of cool. So once you kind of created the NFT, it's trademark in that platform, which I think is kind of nice. So you kind of have a little bit more flexibility over your creations as well. And so you think, okay, now where does the metaverse point come in here? Like, what are we really doing here in the metaverse? Well, there's actually two different types of game modes in this particular metaverse. And one of them is, the first one is really just being able to hang out in what they call their Pixelverse, which is the metaverse aspect of it. It's the social aspect where you can hang out. You can use your NFTs to make creations there and socialize. And then you have the actual game part where these NFT creations that you're making, you can build them up and get them bigger and bigger, and then actually PvP against other people to earn more Pix tokens. So they have both these different aspects where you'll be able to just kind of hang out and not have to PvP if you don't want to, or you can PvP to try and get some extra tokens there and maybe stake them or maybe create more NFTs with those Pix tokens. So it's a pretty good cyclic economy that they've created here. That, like I said, it really unlocks the power and potential of creators on a platform. Now, when you talk about the different aspects here, when we come back to this Pix token, it's essentially going to be one for the pixels of everything that you create in the game, and therefore it's really like these NFTs are backed by Pix, right? So that's what really gives them this value, and I think this was a pretty unique idea here by GameStarter. That is the essentially the launch pad for this game. And GameStarter, if you guys don't know, they're already a launch pad for games, but this is their first in-house title that they're coming with, which makes it even more juicy and interesting to me, because when you see a launch pad that is helping launching other games, I think they get really good ideas on how to make a good game that is something people are actually going to be interested in. And so GameStarter, I think, has a leg up when it comes to that. They've already successfully launched their game token, which is their platform-based token, which you need to be able to invest in these launchpad games that they push out there. And they had some pretty quality IGOs in there, like Project Seed, which recently just did an IGO here on GameStarter. That is a Solana-based platform. So a lot of potential here with the fact that GameStarter is the one that is backing this particular game, and they're making it an in-house title. And seeing some of the pain points that we've seen with the Sandbox, in particular with creators coming through and being able to make it open to everybody to be able to create NFTs, to be able to have fun and actually make some profits from those as well. Right now, even with the Sandbox, we have no real built-in ways to earn. It's kind of open to the creators themselves, but Pixel Pix is giving you a way to do that right off the bat, to be able to actually play and earn in a kind of a battle style arena where you're building your own NFTs to battle against other people, not just collecting NFTs that are already out there, but actually be able to create and then earn from your creations, which I think is going to be pretty fun. So I would love to see something like that come to the Sandbox, but right now Pixel Pix has definitely kind of beat them in that area, I would say. For having a native play to earn function built into their metaverse that creators will then be able to just continue to work off of and play off of and earn off of. So hopefully you guys like this breakdown of GameStarter and their brand new game that is coming here and metaverse called Pixel Pix. Like I said, a lot of potential here. Definitely look at their upcoming IGO coming to the platform very soon. and maybe get some pixels if you're looking to create some of your own NFTs and you don't want to be stifled by a little bit of a centralized third-party process. Jump right in with Pixel Pix. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.